Hi, I'm Paul, personal trainer at Sequoia Wellness. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the importance of stretching. We're going to go over two different types of stretches today. We're going to go over both your dynamic stretches and your static stretches. So I first want to start out by going over our dynamic stretches. The dynamic stretches are going to be movements that you do before exercise. So this is really going to help get the blood flowing, get your body going, get you ready to go into these bigger movements. So some things you want to know about stretching is they're going to help improve your flexibility, they're going to help with your posture, they're also going to help get blood flowing into those muscles, especially those dynamic stretches. Stretching is also going to be helping to get you loose, warmed up, ready to go for the movements. So we're going to go ahead, try and shoot for 20 to 30 seconds on everything that we do, so that way we're getting warmed up, getting that blood flowing, getting ready to go into our normal routine. So the first thing we're going to go through are high knees. High knees, you're just going to be pulling up one knee at a time, and then you can speed it up, just bringing those knees up past the waist if you can, and an alternative if you have to, just slowing it down, bringing those knees right up above the waist. Next movement we're going to go into butt kicks, so kicking those heels straight back behind us. Again, we can go slow or we can pick up that pace, really kicking those heels up behind us. And again, if we need to, just slowing it down, coming up one heel at a time. Next thing we're going to go into coming out to the sides, reaching down towards those ankles, really opening up those hips. Reaching down towards the ankles, keeping one leg straight as we bend at the other knee. Do once more on each side. Again, shooting 20 to 30 seconds on each move. You don't have to time it, but roughly trying to shoot for 20 to 30 seconds. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is just lunging forward, alternating legs. Keeping that back nice and straight, shoulders back, that knee behind our toes. And we'll do once more. And then standing nice and tall, we're going to bring those arms out, small circles coming forward, getting those shoulders nice and loose. And then gradually just getting bigger with those circles until we're coming all the way as far as we can, making very big circles coming forward. And then bringing those arms back out, we're going to go back with our shoulders now. And again, gradually just getting bigger. Good. And then the last thing we'll do, bringing our feet about hip width apart, keeping one foot on the ground as we pivot at the other foot, turning at our hips. Just keeping that spine nice and tall. Good. So that is going to be our dynamic stretches. So we would want to do that before we start any sort of routine. So again, that's just going to help get that blood flowing, shooting for 20 to 30 seconds. So doing that before exercise is just going to help get us primed and ready to go for our daily exercises. Alright, so next we're going to go into static stretches. Our static stretches are going to be primarily done after our exercise routine. So let's just say we did legs that day. We're going to go ahead, focus on stretching out those quads, those hamstrings, those calves, probably even those hips. So first thing we're going to go through is a quad stretch. So kicking our foot back, we're going to try and grab that foot, or if we're wearing shoes, we can even grab that heel. And if we need to, coming up against the wall, grabbing that foot just to help with balance. So again, important thing is just leaning slightly forward to feel that stretch a little bit more in our quad. And if we're having trouble with balance, the thing that I like to do is just put my finger by my belly button. It's going to help center you and keep you balanced. And then just making sure that we do hit both sides. So want to come over and get that other leg. Again, if we need to, going up against the wall, using the wall to help support us if we can't get that balance, or finding that belly button to help center us. Alright, so that's going to help stretch out those quads. Again, hitting the hamstrings now. We're going to bring one foot out in front, out on that heel, other leg slightly back behind us, trying to keep that leg fairly straight as we can, reaching down, grabbing our toes. We're going to really feel that in those hamstrings. And then just switching sides, bring that other heel out in front, finding our balance, and reaching out for those toes, trying to keep that leg straight so that we really feel that stretch in the back of the hamstrings. And then bringing that other foot back, bringing that back heel down is really going to stretch out those calves. So making sure that that foot is all the way down. If we're up on that heel, we're not going to feel that stretch as much in the calf. So again, switching sides here, making sure that that heel is down. And then we're going to stretch out now those hip flexors. So coming down on the ground, we're going to bring our feet together first, hitting more of the adductors. Coming in with those heels, leaning slightly forward with those shoulders. We'll feel that more on the inner part of our thigh. And then from there, bringing our legs out. One leg coming over top of the opposite knee. So if we have our right foot past our left leg, we want to turn to the right side, just kind of hugging that knee as we turn our upper body, staying nice and tall with our spine. And another way we can go about stretching out that right side of the hip, bringing our left knee up, bringing our right foot across, and then holding as we feel that stretch on the right side of the hip. So then switching sides, we'll bring that left foot past the right knee. Again, turning to the left now, kind of hugging that knee, staying nice and tall. Or again, if we want to challenge ourselves a little more, bringing that right foot down, knee up, left leg right past that right knee, planting our hands into the ground. And good. So those are a few stretches for your legs. One bonus thing you could do, bringing that heel in, reaching out for those toes, really going to help stretch out that hamstring and that quad. So just switching sides, making sure always we do both sides so that we're even. And good. So lower body days, those are going to be some of your main stretches that you'd want to focus on. Again, making sure 20-30 seconds. You don't need to be exact, but trying to aim somewhere in that range. All right, so more upper body days, we're going to want to stretch out, obviously, the back, tris, bis, and shoulders. So we'll start with the shoulders. We can bring our left arm across our right shoulder, turning slightly over to the right side, so that's going to just pull a little bit on that left shoulder, helping stretch it out. And then bringing that right arm across the left, turning slightly to the left, stretching out that right shoulder. And then we're going to stretch out those tricep muscles, bringing that right arm up, coming down onto our left shoulder, and leaning slightly to the left side. And then switching, bringing that left arm up, back behind onto the right shoulder, leaning slightly to the right side. Another way we can do this if we can't bring that head up and back is just coming across the front of that body and turning slightly to the side. And then for our biceps, bringing our arms straight out, pulling slightly back on those fingers just a little bit. We don't need to really force those fingers back. Keeping that arm straight, it's going to help stretch out that bicep muscle. So again, just a slight pull back. And good. And then for our lower back, nice deep breath in, calming down, keeping those hands close as we reach down just as far as we can, trying to keep that back straight. And slowly coming up. Another thing we can do for that lower back is just leaning slightly back. If we have a wall, we can press our hands against it, leaning slightly back and just holding. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead, stretch out that chest just a little bit. So bringing that arm across, and switching sides, just coming across, holding it about shoulder height. And good. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching my stretching today. So remembering that stretching is important both before and after exercise. I hope everyone's doing great, and remember to keep up your daily exercise. Thank you again. My name is Paul, personal trainer at Sequoia Wellness.